Hi everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Frost Seymour Experience. I'm Nick Frost.
And I'm Paul Seymour. How you doing, Nick?
I'm pretty good today, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. A bit hot in the drenches of warm England. Yeah, not too bad. How about yourself, man? How's things?
Sunny England, eh?
Yeah, sunny England.
We're actually joined today by a good friend of ours, lifelong Coventry City fan, James McDade. How are you doing, James?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. How are you enjoying life in England? Sunny for you as well?
Bit surprised by the sunny aspect, but yeah.
So we've mentioned James as a lifelong Coventry City fan. I've got a couple of interesting facts here for you. It's always nice to learn, right?
Of
So
course.
Coventry are actually formed as Singers FC in 1883 before they changed their name to Coventry City. Would you believe Singers FC? What a name!
Is it like a choir group before they started to kick a ball round or any?
Well, no, they were in fact the Singer Factory Gentlemen's Club.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
Only one major trophy to their name: the 1987 FA Cup when they beat the Spurs 3-2.
Wicked game.
And it was a hell of a game. And more impressively, they were inaugural members of the Premier League and spent 34 consecutive seasons in the Premiership before relegation in 2001. Since 2001, it's really been a downward spiral. But the last few years, there's been highs as well as the lows. I mean, you might argue that, as the old saying goes, Cov have had more ups and downs than a horse draws. Tell us, James, what's it been like as a Coventry fan?
What? Well, that caught me off guard, that did. But, well, I'd like to say that the Johnson Trophy is a major trophy that we've won. I'd also like to argue that the League One title is also a major. Well, I like to think that because since my lifetime, we've only won 3 things.
Well, yeah, of course.
One of them being the Tottenham, which I was 2 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how do you feel about Sisu, James?
I think the last year or two, when they've realised they're not going to get the money that they want for the club, they've kind of had to back Matt Robbins, and they've saw that we kind of have to do something with it now. We're not going to get what we want, so let's try to push forward with what we can do. I'm not sure what's going on with Rico. You get these reports from the club saying that they're trying to get back to the Rico, etc., etc. Then the Wasps, the owners of the Rico, are saying, nope, that's a lie. This hasn't happened. So it's him versus, it's like them versus us. I don't know what to say.
So what's the general feeling this season? Do they think there's going to be a promotion tilt, or is it just going to be a relegation battle after coming up last season?
No. This year, I think we won't be relegation battle this year. I don't think we're playing very good football. We've got a good team, young team. If you've seen the game on Friday,
I did.
So, as you've seen how the first half we were very nervous, but then we grew into it. We conceded the goal, and then from then on, from after that penalty, we were the better team the whole game.
Could be a good way possibly to describe your season. Nervous start, growing into the higher league, getting used to it.
Yeah, the previous season in League One, slow start. Again, when Matt Robbins gets his style of play on, teams start passing, get to know each other, develop. And now we're looking at another striker. I just seen today we're looking for another striker, a young Scottish striker. We just brought in, I think it's Tyler Walker from Forest to back up Matty Godden. So it's looking good, looking strong.
Looking promising. Obviously, sharing a ground's not ideal. Currently sharing with Birmingham, having spent 2 years ago, was it 2 or 3 years ago, sharing with Northampton?
3 or 4 years ago now.
3 or 4 years. I mean, you need to get back in the Rico. I mean, there's no question about it.
Well, one thing at the moment is there's no 12th man. The fans are not there for any club. So that's one positive out of all the negatives going on in the world right now for Coventry, is that no other club has fans in the back now. So, but yeah, hopefully we had the news about the University of Warwick interested in helping to build a stadium in the city ground limits, which is fantastic. As I'm quite close to the University of Warwick, it'll be fantastic for us, fantastic for the club, fantastic for the city. Yeah,
certainly promising for the city. City of culture, of course, in 2021.
oh, yes, you will be.
Just a quick one, James, before we move on. Are you surprised of how, obviously, with Coventry City being the way they were, kind of like mid-table, struggling in League One, all of a sudden then decided to just punt themselves up? I mean, just the last couple of seasons have been great for Coventry City. Are you surprised by that, or did you just feel that it was just had to happen?
When Matt Robbins left the first time, he kind of steadied the ship the first time. Then when he left, we were slowly sinking. So it's not been it hasn't like we've been stop-start. We've been gradually going down.
Yeah.
And then when Robbins took back over, as we got relegated to League Two, which is unthinkable. If you think back, you just say we were 34 years in the Premier League.
Yeah. Massive.
So, and then we won the trophy. Fortunately, I was there to be there. Then we went down to League Two, straight back up to League One. I wasn't there for them, but I found a nice little. I had my laptop over in the Philippines, watching it at, I think it was like 1 a.m.
That's
seeing that
dedication,
amazing goal from Jack Grimmer, Jordan Willis. It was unbelievable. I think woke up the neighbours. But ever since Matt Robbins is back, he saved the ship. Every transfer he's made has been good. He's brought in youth. He's developed them, sold them when they've had to. We've lost players when unfortunately we don't want to, but we're reaping the rewards now.
Yeah. I think you've touched on it there. The key is Mark Robbins. Really, he's done a phenomenal job there. I mean,
yeah, there's no.
Are you worried about a bigger club coming in for him? Maybe.
Yes. I mentioned to Nick previously that if we didn't get promoted last year, he would be gone. But now we're promoted. Hopefully this year, we'll see it outside of the stadium, outside the club, what's going on.
Yeah.
If we do have a stadium, if we do have more backing, what's going on with Caesar and Wasps. Let's give him this season. Then from there on, again, it's looking into the murky waters. What's going to happen?
There you have it. A team on the up, possibly.
Yeah, hopefully.
And the fans deserve it. They've been through a lot.
Yeah, it's it's been a pain.
Now let's move on. We'll take a look at last week's results, and of course we did our predictions.
Yes, we did.
Knowing James was coming onto the show, I actually got him to send me his predictions as well. So I've got the three of our predictions to line up here.
Yes.
So there we are.
How about that? There you go. A lot of blue. I like it. A lot of blue on my side. Like it. Yeah. So it's only you both obviously got the correct scores. Yeah. Overall, I thought. Well, I mean, I just thought. I mean, we'll start from the top and work our way down. Of course, no particular reason for that. But yeah, Wolves. I just thought that. Obviously, like we said last week, losing a few players. Man City are going to have a bit more of a bite. I just had a feeling they were going to do them, and obviously they did. You know, eventually they were 2-1 at one point, wasn't it? It was 2-0, then it was 2-1, and obviously then Man City scored at the end, of course, just to boost that up. Yeah, I think it's 10 consecutive first game wins for Man City now, which is the new record in the Premier League. So it's impressive in itself, I suppose. But yeah, not bad.
No real surprises, really.
No, not at all.
Quite straightforward. We all called it. Of course, James called it incredibly correctly.
Bang on, yeah. Score. Bang on.
Favorite scoreline.
But to say a bit about the Aston Villa Sheffield United match, James.
It was a bit dire, wasn't it? I'm not going to put it lightly. As soon as that sending off happened, there was never any bite to it. Missed penalty. I'm not going to lie, I missed the Aston Villa goal. I kind of went to get a glass of water or something at that point. Come back in and there's a header. But yeah, there was nothing keeping me engaged with that match at all. Sorry, Villa fans.
Quite a few people probably fell asleep during that one. It was a dire affair.
I didn't even watch that, to be fair. I kind of just skimmed over the results. But
Good show.
yeah, so I think yeah, thank you. I think I've been a good time. Obviously, I went for 2-1. Obviously, Nick, you went for 1-0 Sheffield United and then 1-1. So we all kind of went for something different, a little bit different.
I think we said last week this is probably the hardest match to call result-wise.
Yeah.
Could have went either way.
Yeah. Sheffield United just having a bit of a down, aren't they? Unfortunately.
Big 3 points over that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I think
Very
so.
big.
Yeah. So obviously going down to Leicester, 4-2. We all predicted that Leicester would win. Obviously, that was after last week's performance. I thought that was a banker. But 4-2.
Goal fest.
Yeah, a bit of a goal fest. Was that the snooze fest you were predicting last week, Nick? I can't remember.
No. The snooze fest I predicted was Newcastle Brighton.
Oh, I see. There you go. Yeah.
Hence my 0-0 prediction.
That's right. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, Leicester obviously on form again. They're quite used to. I mean, like last season they were on form, weren't they? Up until like Christmas time, then they kind of fell off a little bit, and then it kind of just dripped down a little bit after that. But at the moment, if they keep that going, I mean, obviously Rodgers has got that in him. He's very good at creating form and great character, as it were. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But we all predicted a win, so all points are shared.
Yeah. It was comfortable really though for Leicester. I mean,
Yeah.
Burnley threatened a couple of times, but I mean, it never looked at any point like Leicester were not going to win that match, even when Burnley went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
I mean, the possession was something like Leicester 70%, Burnley 30%.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see Maddison coming back from his hip injury. And they've just signed, well, according to Twitter, they signed The Undertaker. But it's actually under, I think he's a Roma winger. So just go from strength to strength, I think Leicester will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Obviously got Chelsea, Liverpool. Yes, the big one.
Right.
Yes, we draws are all across the board here.
My defence was it was a draw until someone got sent off.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, they were kind of cancelling each other out a little bit, weren't they, first half? And obviously when the rugby tackle happened, it was off for Christensen, and that was it. It just. I had a feeling. Obviously, I know Liverpool now. They've strengthened so much over the years, of course. So I just had a feeling that they'd go at them, and thankfully they did. I think a mistake, obviously, for the Mane's second goal helped us a lot. Kepa's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment, isn't he? So.
Well, he's not long for Chelsea, is he?
Well, that's the thing. And if you say, for example, you put is it Willie Calabiero? Is that the way I pronounce it? If you put him on, just like I heard a pundit say the other day, it's like if you put him on, you're pretty much putting Kepa in the shop window then, because he's going to be like, well, if I'm not playing. Look what he was like that final couple of years, but if I'm not playing and all this stuff. So big game. Obviously, we want to make a big shout out to Thiago, who came on and made 75 passes in 45 minutes. Again, it's easy when you're playing against 10 men, of course, but still. I mean, I'm just made up that we've actually finally got him. So I was very happy with that performance, thankfully. Big game out of the way.
Do you think that's the signing of the season?
Hard to say, because James Rodriguez is doing a hell of a job at Everton. If he makes Everton look good, it's hard to say, really. So ask me in 6 months' time. Give me 6 months. Not the full 9.
And we'll move on to my predicted snooze fest. Well, I thought no goals. Of course, Brighton banged in 3.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Did you watch much of the games, James? I know you like Newcastle, don't you, as a kind of a background team?
I like Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
I thought he'd bang in a couple against Brighton. When I watched the highlights, I think the first game was against West Ham. I think.
Yeah.
He looked very lively, but he was nowhere. There was no support. And that right back that Brighton picked up from Chelsea, what a signing!
Oh yes, what's his name? I cannot think. I know what you're on about though.
I think it's Lamperty or something.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Quality.
Newcastle didn't have they didn't have anything. No bite, no back even.
No. Nothing, completely muzzled.
It seemed to.
Yeah.
Well, that's really all we can say about that game. I mean,
I thought Brighton played well, didn't they?
they did play well. They've played well for 2 weeks in a row now, actually.
Yeah.
I think
Played really well against Chelsea as well.
Surprising a few people.
Parts. Aye.
And then another goal fest.
Yeah.
Southampton 2, Tottenham 5.
Yes.
I mean, man at the moment, Son, 4 goals. All 4 assisted by Kane, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, my top 4 prediction for Tottenham is looking a little bit better now after the first week.
Well, they got a few backup players as well, haven't they? One by the name of Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
Another one called as a regular on the left back.
It's not a bad signing, is it?
No.
Bringing in Bale.
Yeah. But 5-2.
Even if they get.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
Oh no, so I'm just gonna say, it's like Tottenham had their, they felt they were shocked last week, wasn't it? I think that really kicked them where the sun don't shine last week. So I think they needed to come out and have a go. And of course, Southampton, one of them teams, you can do that. So fair play to them. The goals, obviously, Son took them on the break. I thought it was fantastic, really. Big credit to Kane as well. Even Jose said he was man of the match, didn't he? In a post-match interview. In front of Son as well, which made me laugh. But continue what you were saying, Nick. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously they've just signed Bale. Even if they just get 20 good games out of him for the season, it's still going to be a hell of a signing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right now, they've got no one who can hit a dead ball, and obviously he was doing that for them before he left.
Yeah.
So, watch this space for Spurs.
Yeah. Let's see what they're made of now. Yes, we've got the big Arsenal next. Big Arsenal and West Ham. So you got 2-1. I thought they were kind of on par, really, first half. I thought they were both kind of level-headed. West Ham improved a lot from the previous week. But then, obviously, it wasn't enough in the end. Again, Arsenal, they kind of struggled through this one. So... But that's happens, Like last season, Liverpool, we were struggling by now and again. We'll have big games, 3 or 4-0. Next time it's like 1-1 for ages, then a 2-1 win, then a 3-1. It would just bounce. Obviously Arsenal got a lot more to prove, but they're still looking good. Still got 6 points out of 6, so can't knock them.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't look good in this game, but as the cliched saying is, good teams, they win when they're not playing well.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
Did you catch the Arsenal game, James?
I'm trying to think now, which suggests it wasn't interesting to me. Unfortunately, I think was it Nketiah who scored the last goal.
I don't know, to be honest.
I think it was a counter. I think it's like 80-something minute.
I don't know, Jeff.
Like Nick said, good teams always find a way to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that shows Arsenal under Arteta especially have found that dig deep attitude.
Yeah,
so.
Looking very impressive, aren't they? Especially pre-season, obviously with the Community Shield, of course. We mentioned this last week, and obviously even before that, they had a good bit of form. Last, they lost to Villa, didn't they? That odd win, but other than that, if they keep it up, who knows? Who knows? They've gone to Anfield next week, though, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Big game. We'll look at that later.
Yes.
Big fantasy football teams, everyone.
Yeah.
Of course, now we've got Man U Crystal Palace, which a result that's gladdened the heart of, I think, 90% of football fans.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, 3-1 win.
Mm-hmm. Well, that shocked me.
Zaha, we called it Danger Man.
Yeah.
And he tore him apart, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, James, carry on.
I'm just saying it should have been more.
Yeah.
Easily could have been more.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Palace played really well. I mean, they deserved that win, regardless of all the controversy that was involved. I've still looked back at the penalty shout, of course. Now, obviously, the ball was flicked up to his hand. And they're going by the new, is it the FIFA or UEFA rules or one of the two? I know it was in Champions League, the same thing happened, didn't it? Against PSG, ironically enough, against Man United. Ball flicked up, touched his hand, ref gave a pen. And then obviously the online on the line, goalkeeper with David De Gea obviously saving the first one. It's gone are the days when remember Jersey Dudek like literally ran off his line every penalty against AC Milan. That's all changed. But I don't think Man United did enough anyway for me.
No.
Regardless of that decision or not, I don't think it would have made an ounce of difference. I think Palace were well on it. Zaha was just banging again. You know, I think they'll have a statue outside Palace if he stays there for the rest of his career at this rate. Yeah, I think Palace fully deserved it.
Do you think it was a penalty?
Me personally, no. As much as it, you know, as a football fan, as a Liverpool fan, I couldn't care less. But as a football fan, no, it wasn't. I think the ball was flicked up, and these players are going to do that. They're going to see get a player's hands down. If they quick think and they can just flick it up, touch the hand. Oh, hold on, penalty. You know, if it's going to get like that, it's like having FIFA. You know, when you put handball on, you just can't. It just happens, and you think, oh, well, that's that then. So, I personally don't. What about you two guys?
Shouldn't have been a pen, but
No.
that's the rules.
It's a dangerous precedent for every other club to see that.
Yeah.
There was another penalty. I can't remember who it was during the weekend, but that happened too.
Oh yes.
Who was it?
Just trying to think. I've not long watched Match of the Day actually, so should have
There
told me.
there was one in Arsenal which wasn't given,
Yeah.
where the ball hit just under the sleeve, and
That's right.
I know the rule is under the armpit. I think it is now, but it's dangerous territory having that rule, because I think the other penalty was they kicked the ball against the foot and it bounced up. I can't remember who it was, but anyway,
Yeah.
that
I think we will agree the rule needs looking at.
that needs to be fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously on to Leeds, newly promoted along with Fulham. Another 4-3 involving them. This time in the favour of Leeds. They played really well, Leeds. I thought played really well all the way through. Fulham obviously did a last minute surge with 2 extra goals, but couldn't quite pull it back to 4-4. We all got the predictions right, of course, winning. Leeds for a win. How do you think Leeds played this week, Nick? Do you think they played better or same?
Attacking wise, they were I think they were just as good as they were against Liverpool. 2 weeks in a row they put in really good performances.
Yeah.
This week, obviously, we both called it last week. Simply had too much for Fulham. They're just a better team. You know, they looked a bit shaky defensively, almost collapsed at the end, but they clung on.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is a good thing. They dug in. I think they're going to have a nice season. Solid mid-table team, and they're going to upset a few of the big boys as well. Yeah,
I agree. The defense, like you said, their defense though. Letting fall last week, obviously big game, of course, but obviously this one's Fulham. Do you think they've got to do a bit more? Well, they've got to do a bit more. They can't keep winning 4-3, can they? I suppose, or getting around it. But their defence I think needs sorting out, because that's 7 conceded in 2 games now. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know who they're playing next. Well, obviously we'll see that in a bit. But and obviously the big one, Everton 5, West Brom 2. This doesn't surprise me at all, to be fair. What do you think of this game, James? Did you get a chance to see Everton play?
I've seen the highlights of Everton game. I can't think of a bad goal scored in that match.
No.
It was what I saw. It was end to end.
Yeah.
Calvin Lewin, what happened to him? Like what is what's Ancelotti feeding him? I just don't understand.
Scooby snacks. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that again, Hammers was fantastic again. Obviously got a goal this week as well. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin again, he's got poachers goals at the moment, isn't he? Which is the perfect striker, in fairness. But Everton, I'm not saying I'm surprised either, because their team looks well laid out. Like I say, if he got him playing, which is Ancelotti got him to do, perfect manager for that. He's got the history to back him up.
Yeah.
I think we'll. I hate to say it, but I think they're going to be a little bit dangerous this year. I have a Leicester season, so they kind of fade off a bit.
So when is the Everton Liverpool game?
Oh my! I think it's like maybe a month and a half away, so it's not far.
Nervous?
Well, a little bit nervous now. Yeah, but this time they're going to come to attack us. So that hopefully that'll be a good chance for us to go back, because we all seem to do really like we get 0-0s at Goodison. Tend to do better at Anfield, but they have a very strategic plan for Liverpool. But this time it's like they're going to come gung ho because they've got confidence now. So they're going to go, right, let's go for it. And that's what we want, because we love teams that have a go at us, because then we have a go back and it makes it a good game. So I'm looking forward to it this time. I hope it's not a 0-0 ball draw again.
I do have one question about it to you as well.
Sure.
Fabinho.
Fabinho, what, in defence?
How well did he play as a centre back?
Oh,
Do you think he could potentially be a partner for Van Dijk?
I tell you what, I could see it happening. It's going to happen again very soon, probably the next game. I think so, because I think Gomez, he has moments where he can be good. Then he just shines off. Matip, again, same thing. None of them are like solid, but again, giving Fabinho a chance in that position, I thought he played really well the other day. When he was at Monaco, of course, he was more kind of going forward, and then he obviously got sat back in defence in our squad, and obviously now in defence. So I think he's got the qualities for it. He's always been, getting stuck in for tackle. So maybe we don't have to buy a defender. We'll just create a new one. So that's the way it goes, isn't it? What about you, Nick? How do you feel about that big game?
Well, you might recall I predicted Hammers would get his first goal for the club.
You did.
Game. And I also called it the banker of the week, which I think, looking at the score, 2 pretty good predictions, right?
Yep, definitely. Can't knock you with that one.
But nothing really else to say about it. So shall we take a look at the table after 2 rounds of the Premier League?
Indeed.
Yeah, the Foxes, top of the pile.
Ah, yes. It's a bit of a show. Obviously, again, it's early days. I always said hopefully the table should form after round 5. But at the moment, yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say is a bit of a shock out of that lot is probably Palace, if I'm honest. Again, Man City have only played 1 game, so you can't judge them, of course, just yet. But Leicester, they can show great form. Everton, I had a feeling we're going to go for it, especially when they bought Hammers. And Allen, of course. I just thought them 2 were great signings. Arsenal from last season, Liverpool backing it up still. They come back with a bite. But Palace, 2 wins out of 2. Fair play to them.
Yeah. James, what do you make of the bottom half of the table?
It's lovely reading, isn't it? as a football fan, seeing Man United in 15th place.
Yes.
And looking at that part of the table, they don't look out of place on their performance at the weekend.
Yeah.
They've not performed better than any of them clubs.
No, exactly right. You hit the nail on the head there. Yeah.
They're certainly playing like a mid-table team, no doubt about it.
Fallen giants.
Yeah. Again, Fulham, West Brom.
Yeah.
2 losses already. We both predicted them to go down. Already filling the relegation places. It's not looking good for them.
And Sheffield United, though, after the start they had last season, completely just kind of just gone off the board, haven't they? So
this season's going to be a slog for them.
I think it's the only team that haven't scored yet. Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of goals in this first couple of games, but I think they're the only team that haven't scored.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough for them. I think West Brom, Fulham, that was inevitable, isn't it? Southampton, again, 15th or 14th we predicted, didn't we, early on about that? So that doesn't surprise me much. West Ham, again, they're always one of them, do late surges, don't they, and pull off wins. So obviously, time will tell with them. But there is glorious reading from, like I say, as a football fan, let alone just a Liverpool fan, is Man United 15th. They rubbed it in our faces when we were hitting relegation back in the day. So let's create a Facebook group, Man United relegation party. Let's join. Get it started.
Okay, so shall we take a look at next week's fixtures?
Yes, let's do it. Let's have a look. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Any standout games there for you, James?
Stand out for me. Well, we've got the obvious one there, Liverpool, Arsenal. But I think the one game, looking at that, I'm really looking forward to see. Actually, there's 2 there. Leeds, Sheffield United. It's a bit of a derby. And then you've got Man City, Leicester.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even
think
see that.
Yeah, so there are a couple of games. I think the Leeds Sheffield United one's going to be a bit feisty. Should be quite decent. They're contrasting styles of play there.
Yeah.
Completely contrasting. As Nick would know, Leeds played last year the Championship. Their style of football was too good for the Championship.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see what they can do against a gritty Championship team, you can say, with Sheffield United. They've got their tactics down well. Yeah, but Man City Leicester, I think it's going to be really good.
Not bad. What about you, Nick? What are you feeling?
I've personally got my eye on the Brighton Man U game. Now, Man U look terrible. You'd imagine they can't play as bad again. They've obviously won in the League Cup tonight, but it's against a smaller club. And Brighton have looked good.
Yeah.
They just put 3 past Newcastle. They
Yeah.
went down fighting at Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really tough game for Man U, I think.
Agreed. I think, the way Brighton have played the last 2 games, of course, the first half against Chelsea, they showed proper goal there going from, weren't they? And I'll say Man United, the way they are playing. Out of all them, other than Liverpool, Arsenal, of course, for me, Palace and Everton. I think both teams, 2 wins out of 2. Palace are more of a shock. This is Everton's first, obviously, because I think that Tottenham kind of they're a bit toothless on that first day, weren't they? So Everton showed their true grit against West Brom, of course, but now they're facing Palace, who never back down either. So we're going to see a good game there out of that, I think. But yeah, just go for the fixtures real quick. So you got Brighton, Man United, Palace at home to Everton, West Brom at home to Chelsea. Again, it's a chance for Chelsea to strike back. Burnley at home to Saints. Again, what do you think of that? I don't know, probably 0-0. Sheffield United Leeds, again, it's going to be feisty. Tottenham Newcastle. Man City Leicester, as you touched upon earlier, James, looks a decent match. West Ham Wolves, not bad. Fulham Villa, again, battle at the bottom. And of course you've got Liverpool Arsenal. So are we doing predictions?
Of course, it goes without saying. Although, let's just point out, Fulham Villa, I mean, you could argue already that's a relegation 6-pointer.
Yeah, massive. Yeah.
But yeah, let's go from the top. So what are your predictions for the Brighton Man U game, chaps?
I'm going to go 4-0 Brighton.
Whoa. Wow.
I'll tell you.
It's a hell of a prediction.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton.
Okay. More defensive, yeah, I like it. How about yourself, James?
I'd love Brighton to win. But I think after that last week, they can't possibly get worse. I think it's going to be a draw.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be a score draw.
Score draw.
Well, Man United can't keep clean sheets for anything. But if you get Rashford and Martial shooting, and Van der Beek just came along, I would say 2-2.
Fair prediction.
Van der Beek scored on his debut, didn't he, at the weekend?
Yeah.
It was the only plus point of the game for them, really.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, so moving swiftly on to Crystal Palace Everton. How about yourself, Nick? What do you reckon?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Like you say, this is an early top of the table clash, really. The 2 unbeaten teams. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. 1-1. And I made the point, which I should have made when James predicted a draw. There hasn't yet been a draw in the Premier League this season. So we are due one.
Oh, wow.
Could be a draw weekend.
Could be. So I'm saying 1-1 Palace Everton.
Oh, okay. How about yourself, James?
I'll go for an Everton win.
Everton win.
I think everyone's talking about Rodriguez.
Yeah.
But as I said, I think I mentioned to Nick previously before, Digne has been class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
James is just passing it to him and is just whipping it. It's like a free team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Everton have enough about them to beat Palace.
Yeah, fair play. What score would you go for?
Again, 2-1.
you want?
Everton are looking good, strong defensively wise still. They've got a stronger defence, but I'm just not a fan of Jordan Pickford.
Captain Short Arms. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Everton will win. I think it'll be 3-1. I think Palace will score first and kind of shake Everton up a bit, and then they'll just run the show a little bit then after that. And I think Everton will win 3-1. Yeah.
West Brom at home to Chelsea. Do we think West Brom can challenge them?
No.
Yep, I agree.
Werner's going to score his first goals. I say plural goals.
Goals.
Yeah.
Heavens.
This is
You heard it
Werner's
here
weekend.
first, chaps. What about a scoreline, James?
I'm going 3-1, 3-0, 4-0.
Oh, okay.
Big win.
Yeah.
Big win.
Yourself?
Yeah, I can't see far off that, to be fair. I think Chelsea are going to be... You see, the thing is with Chelsea, they've got a lot of gelling to do. They've got the big players in. They've still got a few names to come back in, obviously, because they've just working off some injuries. I think they'll win. I don't think it'll be as convincing. I think they'll win 2-0. Again, I think Werner will score. I said that last week. I got that completely wrong. But yeah, I think Chelsea will win. But I think defensively they've got to be better. And I think Kepa will keep his first clean sheet. It will give him a little bit of confidence. I don't think he'll be taken out of the team just yet, though. I think they'll give him another shot.
Okay. I'm going to say 1-0 to Chelsea.
Cool. So all predicted wins for Chelsea.
West Brom didn't play badly against Everton, although they lost 5-2.
Yeah.
They were in that game for a long time. And obviously, they had a man sent off.
Of course, yeah.
1-0 to Chelsea.
That changes things, yeah. Okay, Burnley Saints. Well, what I've got to say really is just, they probably have open goals and probably flop them. I'm going to go for 1-1. Boring 1-1. What do you guys think?
Danny Ings, he won't miss an open goal.
That's true, probably.
Again, I can't see a winner in this game. I'm going for a draw. Again, 1-1.
As much as I hate to say it, I think Burnley are going to win this just because Saints have had a terrible start. 2-1 to Burnley.
Oh, all right.
I never thought I'd hear you say that, Nick.
Well, it's not what I want to happen. It's just what I think will happen. There's a very big difference there.
No.
All right.
Sheffield United Leeds. Touched on that earlier. But, Paul?
4-3 Leeds. No, I'm only joking. I think Leeds will win again. I think it'll be a bit tighter though. I think it'll be 4-2. I don't think Sheffield United will get any more. Sheffield United will get off the beat and try and finally score, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we scored." And then Leeds was like, "Yeah, we need to score 4. We always do," and then they will. That's my prediction.
Apart from they scored 3.
Well, yeah, except for yeah. Well, yeah, they can either concede 4 or score 4. 1 of the 2. But yeah, 4-2 Leeds.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to win. Probably 2-0. I think Sheffield are in big trouble at the minute.
Yeah.
James?
They don't seem to be able to buy a goal, do they? Missing the penalty, I think, give them a bit of a kick in the teeth. Knock them while they're down. Leeds, I do think they have the football about them. It's going to be a grind. I'm going to say 1-0 Leeds.
Oh, all right. So, Tottenham Newcastle. What's your predictions?
Newcastle, they're a mixed bag, aren't they?
Yep.
First week, they look great.
Yeah.
Second week, look like they never played together. So, who knows what team's going to turn up?
Yeah.
I suppose you could argue the same about Tottenham, really. They looked terrible in the first week and looked great in the second week, so they were the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Player for player, Tottenham are far stronger. They should win. They've got the boost with Bale coming in. He won't be playing, obviously, he's injured. But it's going to give them a morale boost. 3-0 Tottenham.
Ooh, spicy. How about yourself, James? What are you thinking?
Yeah, nail on the head. I think Tottenham have got it written in the stars that they're going to be Newcastle.
Yeah.
Any scoreline?
I think the same as you, 3-0.
No.
Oh, okay,
We're in
okay.
agreement.
Do you know what? I'm going to make it a hat trick. I also think 3-0. I think Tottenham are going to smash them. So,
We're all going to look like idiots when Newcastle win.
yeah, Alan Shearer won't be happy. But whatever, man.
Watch.
Obviously, moving on to Man City, Leicester. It's a big one. What do you reckon?
2-2. Game of the weekend for me.
Ooh, okay.
I think it'll be a better footballing game than the Liverpool-Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to say Man City to win. Just because it's Man City. And even though I'd like Leicester are a very good footballing team, which it will show, I think it's going to be maybe 2-0 Man City. Maybe Leicester gets one, maybe 3-1. 3-1.
Go for 3-1.
3-1.
I think I'm going to go for 2-2 with them. I've got a feeling Man City will score naturally. I think Leicester will. I think Leicester aren't going to back down. They're going to have a go. And I think Man City will leak. And 2-2.
Leicester, of course, have got Vardy, who's got an incredible record against the top 6 clubs. So,
Indeed.
there's always a possibility.
That's it. So, West Ham Wolves. I think Wolves will get back into this. I think they'll win 2-0. No other reason. I just think that West Ham are a bit at the moment, and Wolves are going to want to come back from that Man City defeat. So I think they'll go for it, and 2-0.
And yourself, James?
Yeah, West Ham are in turmoil, aren't they? Especially we got their captains criticising the club for selling their best youth players to a rival team, because West Brom is a rival to West Ham now. Again, I can't see past Wolves. I'm going to say quick start like their foot opening game. 3-0 Wolves.
Ooh, nice.
We're all in agreement. West Ham, they look like they're in trouble, don't they? Moisey kept them up last season when they were in trouble, but is he cut out for the job? Time will tell, I suppose, but it's not looking promising.
Another question is, will they play this weekend?
Of course, yeah.
Uh,
If they do, 2-0 Wolves.
Fair play. And we've got Fulham Aston Villa. Is that the first Monday night football game, or?
Yes.
Oh, it is, yeah.
That's at 5 o'clock with then Liverpool Arsenal, I believe, at 8.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Fulham Villa. Oh, I don't know, man. I care less about either team. I would say 0-0. To be sure.
I'm sure with James being a Cov fan, he's hoping for a big Fulham win.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to say Fulham win because I'm a Cov fan. I'm not putting that. But Aston Villa did give us our best player for free.
We're all professionals here.
But I do think that this is going to be a shock to Villa. When Fulham played their opening game against, was it Arsenal? They came in with the big loss. But I think they played quite well. So I'm hoping for a draw here. I'm hoping for a 2-2 draw. And I'm gonna go with a draw.
2. I'm sorry, so I disagree. I haven't seen anything from Fulham. I haven't changed my opinion since my pre-season prediction. I can't see them picking up points really anywhere. I mean, hopefully they'll prove me wrong, because I don't want to go a season and lose every game, obviously. But
beat Derby's
they
record.
need to get a foothold in the Premiership. They're just not up to the level at the minute. So Villa have had a season to get used to it. 1-0 to Villa.
Oh, fair play. And the big one, the Community Shield final. There's not in the final, is it? It's just 2 teams. You know what? I just think they're both going to have a go. 3-3. High scoring game, 3-3. That's what I'm going for.
3. Mane hat trick, perhaps.
Oh, mate, I'd love that. Maybe a Firmino goal.
Football, please.
Hat trick and Aubameyang hat trick and reply. That's your prediction.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. I'd love that. Vice captain fancy football.
What about you, James? What do you actually think of the game?
Every time I get excited about a game of football, it always lets me down. Throughout the years,
yeah,
I do think this has the potential to be such a good game. Arsenal attacking, Liverpool counter-attacking.
It's a tough one.
I'll toss a coin, I think, at this point. I'm going to go, just because of Thiago, this may just sneak a Liverpool win. And I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1.
I think he's the link they're missing. Depends who plays at centre-back.
Yeah.
I just think, Mane just showed again how classy he was at the weekend. Just chased everything down, rattled the defence. But that Gabriel looks solid for Arsenal. Yeah, Liverpool. That's it. More I think about it, the worse I get. Liverpool. 2-1.
Quite a deep thought, that. I like that. A bit more of that. Yeah. So, did you predict that, Nick? Did you say?
I have not given my prediction yet.
Right, okay.
Save the best for last, obviously.
He's biding his time.
Just wanted to hear what you guys said first.
Okay.
I'd quite like Arsenal to win the game, if I'm honest. I think it'd be better for the league, but I think Liverpool will win.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool will win 2-0. They've just got too much for Arsenal. Arsenal, they've won 2 in a row, and they're on a good run, but they struggle past Villa. Let's make no mistake. West Ham. Make no mistake about it. That game was a struggle.
Yeah.
And obviously Liverpool are a big, big step up from West Ham. No offence to West Ham.
Yeah.
2-0 to Liverpool.
2-0. So all Liverpool, 2 Liverpool wins, and obviously Liverpool fans as a draw. I think that says it all, doesn't it? Really. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good round of football. Obviously, after we've got the League Cup, haven't we? The next couple of days. I think we're playing tonight, tomorrow, and I think continues Thursday, I believe. Then obviously next week after this, we've got the international games, so we'll probably do a news roundup special or something similar to that, of course. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. It's been great to have you on, James, as well. Hopefully we can get you on camera next time. We've had a few technical difficulties before we got on. But you obviously see his lovely picture down there, so you can see what he looks like at least. And as always, Nick, how you feeling about this next round? Do you think it's going to be more entertaining or less or on par?
It's got a hell of a lot to live up to, hasn't it? That was a very entertaining round 2. There was goals everywhere.
Yeah. 2 great rounds so far.
It was, of course. No draws, goals everywhere. It's been great. It's just, it's a shame for no fans to see it.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Let's not forget that.
Of course, yeah. Well, it's the main enjoyment of the weekend, of course. I think it's going to go well. I reckon another good round of football.
I've got to touch on, obviously, real quick, just go back to the Everton situation where Kieran Gibbs got sent off. Obviously, put his hands up to Rodriguez. That's obviously, and do you think, obviously, then Bilic, of course, obviously got sent off after that as well. With reactions in football, a lot of referees have said, we can't give it unless you go down or give us reason to give it. Kieran Gibbs obviously didn't go down after he was nudged. He was kind of prodded when I suppose he could have gone down like Neymar. I don't suppose it made much difference. But the point I'm trying to make is, do you think that VAR's going to change anything in terms of, he put his hands up to his face, so he had no choice really, but obviously Rodriguez made a big meal of it. Do you think that's going to help going forward? Like, the play acting will stop it at least, or what?
Well, I think in that situation it was the right decision. You can't put your hands to your face like he did, and I think the ref handled it really well. I think he gave a yellow initially, did he?
Red straight away. The linesman gave him a.
He went and checked the VAR, didn't he? He watched it himself.
Yeah, after the fact.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I couldn't fault it. I thought he did really well. The fact they're going over to the sides to look at the replays themselves, I think it's brilliant. It's a huge step forward.
Yeah.
So I just want to touch as well on the comment you made the other day, James, when you mentioned about the offside rule. Do you think, obviously, VAR this year, obviously they're still got to learn a little bit, I think, from the handball. The handball against United, I don't think, should have been, but they've improved. Would you agree?
Well, my comment last week about the offside was proven this weekend.
Yeah.
There was an offside. Was it Brighton's goal? They flagged offside, I think. Or Company's goal it was. But then it showed it was onside. So there we go. But I think VAR will improve.
Yeah.
It's had its bedding in period. The red card for Gibbs was a red card.
Yeah.
The red card for Bilic, I would argue more, was not. They mentioned that they should talk to referee in the changing area. Was it the tunnel?
Yeah.
But as they mentioned on TV, that West Brom were changing in the car park.
Yeah.
So where else could he approach him?
Exactly.
And I think Mike Dean showed a lack of professionalism by ignoring him to start with. I think that's where the thing is. The referees need to be more accountable now, I think, as well.
Yeah. Now they're making their own decision, aren't they?
Yeah. They've got their own decision. They can go to the monitors, but they also need to be held accountable for themselves. I think Mike Dean was ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So there's the views of VAR. So we'll be talking a bit more about that in the next coming weeks anyway, because VAR's always a discussion point. Everyone thought as soon as VAR was brought in, that would stop all the bans, stop all the talking in the pubs and whatever. If anything, it's just done it more, hasn't it, really? It's created more talking points. So, okay, cool. So it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us again, James, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for
Oh,
having me.
no problem, man. It's been great. And thanks also to my co-host, Nick.
Yeah, and of course, thanks to my co-host, Paul.
There you go.
I think we're going to leave it there, everyone.
Yes.
As always, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Wear your masks.